Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch and welcome to Fun Fold Friday. We are going to use the template, this Fun Fold template that we made on Tuesday. So if you're just new around here and just finding this video, there's a video, if you look in the Template Tuesday playlist, you'll see a video where we made this template. And we're going to use this to make a winter card tonight. Winter, Christmas, something along those lines. We could use it for either. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to use the template instructions that are inside our card here. So I've got card base that is 8.5 by 5.5 scored at 4 1/4. And we're going to give this a nice burnish with our bone folder. And then the next piece we need is our flap piece. So this is the piece that's going to be our flap. And I've got that right here. So it is this 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and I've scored this at 1/4 inch. And so we're going to go ahead and burnish this score as well. Okay, and this is what we're going to use to put it on our card base. And I'm going to use tear and tape to do that, because I want something that has a strong hold to it, because this is obviously going to get a lot of work being moved up and down. So you just put the adhesive on this, like fold it over and then put this on the outside. So we're just going to put that over, give that a good tear. I use my bone folder to give this a good burnish, because it'll help me get the backing off of the tear and tape. And you want to make sure that the backing comes off, but you want your tape to stick. Okay, now this is the trickiest part of this card. Take your flat piece, adhesive side up. We're going to lay it down here at the top, and I'm going to center it up from left to right as best that I can. And I'm kind of using the little squares on the glass mat to help me with this. It's about 2 squares or 1.5 squares on each side. So if I do that, it's pretty much centered. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, that looks pretty good. Okay, so once you've got it where you want it, of course I keep moving it, but once you get it where you want it, then just take this and fold down the part that has your adhesive on it. And then it's going to be exactly where you want it, right up here at the top. Okay, so that's good, perfect. All right. Next piece we need. We're going to use some of this Nests of Winter paper. And one side's got nice birds on it, but we're going to use the back side because I just love this pattern here and it goes so well with our card base. So this is let's see, our pattern paper that goes on the inside is 4 by 5 1/4, so it's going to go right there. And look, I got seal. I'm so happy. Finally got my order yesterday. Now it'll take me a minute to get used to the seal again, because you know it's been a while since I've had any. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and you want to center it, but you want to make sure that you're covering up your little flap piece up there, the part that you glued down, so that you don't really see it. So just something like that. Looks pretty good. Okay. Now, next, we can put our pattern paper onto our flap piece. So I've got the pieces here that go, let's see, we've got our inside pattern paper. So we've got our flap layer. So one of them is 3 by 4 7/8, and then the inside, so that goes on the outside. The inside is 3 by 4 3/4. So let's see, I think this is the longer piece, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So the longer piece is going to go on the outside. So we'll go ahead and put some seal on this. And then we can just, so I like to just open our card up. And this I'm going to center in here. It's going to be pretty much right up on the top of your fold there. And that's what's going to give you just a little bit of, hang on, you got to move it up just a tad bit. It's going to give us a little bit peeking out here at the bottom. Just like that. Okay, perfect. Now, so that looks pretty good. I like to just take the bone folder as I'm going along here and just keep burnishing this little fold to help it lay as flat as possible. Okay, next piece. We need our piece for the inside of our flap. So we'll take our other piece and we'll get some adhesive on this. And then we'll center this up the best as possible. So this one we're gonna just kind of have an even between the border up here and the border down here. If you get it too close to the fold at the bottom, it'll give you some issues making your flap work. I need to scoot this over to the left just a little bit. It's entirely too far to the right hand side to suit me. Okay, let's try that. Looks better. Okay, so we'll get that down. Okay, now let's move to this piece right here. Okay, we'll give this another burnish. Okay, now we have another piece of pattern paper that's going to go on the outside here, so we'll go ahead and put that down. So we're going to center, I'm going to open this up again, center this all the way around. Okay, just like that. Okay, now let's get our mats and our places where we're going to stamp on. So the two white pieces I'm going to put up here because we're going to stamp on those. And then we have a decision to make about what we're going to put on the front. And make sure you stick around to the end because I've got some other samples I'm going to share with you. So let's see, the bigger piece, our front mat is 3 by 4 1/4. So I think that's this one. It is. This is the one that goes on the inside. So this one goes here. So we'll go ahead and put that down. Now this is the one that you have to be careful about because this is the one that needs to be covered up by your flap. So when you go to put this down, you want to try to center it as best you can. And I'm just going to kind of lay it there and see if I can get it straight. And see if it's going to be covered by our flap. Which it's not quite going to be. We need to move it to the left just a tad bit. So let's scoot it over here. And I think that'll be good, just like that. Okay, so I'm just going to press down because that's going to cover up our piece here. I'm going to take just a tad bit of liquid glue here and get this corner down because I missed getting any adhesive right there and it keeps wanting to come up. So let's just help that to stay. Okay. All right, next piece. We're going to go on the inside here and put our mat down. And then we'll do our stamping. Oops. Get rid of our tear and tape backing. Okay, so this one you don't have to worry about anything covering this one up because it's going to be covered up by the other half of your card base. So you can just center this one all the way around. Okay, perfect. All right, let's do some stamping. On our outside here, I can't decide which I wanted to use. Did I want to use a circle like we did here? Or I cut these from the, let's see, what's it called? The Peaceful something. It's what came in the, with the Peaceful Garden set. Now you wouldn't think it could go that far. Oh yeah, Peace on Earth set. So I cut these two labels from there. And I kind of like them on this card. So if we put them together, you could put it, oh wait a minute, it goes here. So you could put it together. It could go this way, or you could turn it this way and have it go across there. Or we could use the circle. And what I've got to go on this is I die cut out part of the birds out of one of the pieces of paper. So I've been debating on which I like the birds on the front, but I think I decided I'm going to put the birds on the next layer. So maybe we will just go, I just can't decide. Let's see. Our sentiment is going to be sending thanks and much love. So it'll fit on our circle, but it would also fit on this. But I guess we'll just do the circle. You know, I hate when I'm indecisive, but that's where I am right now. So let's get this on a block, and we'll then do our stamping. So I'm going to block this up. We are going to stamp in Pretty Peacock, which is, if I didn't mention what our card base is, it's Pretty Peacock. Not sure I said that. So that's what this color of cardstock is. So let's go ahead and ink this up, and we will get that down, hopefully centered. It's kind of one good thing about stamping on a circle is you can't really not get it centered because you can always just turn the circle, right? Okay, so this I'm going to put in the middle of here. Okay, so there's that piece, and then this will go flat on our, you could pop it up, but this card gets pretty thick with all the layers that it has, so I'm just keeping things flat. Okay, so there's that. Now let's work on this piece. So this is our, not there, this is our piece that goes here. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put our bird, the bird that I cut out, I think we're going to put here. So we're going to go ahead and put some, I'm going to put this down first. Let's do it this way. Let's put this down first. Since we're not going to stamp on this particular piece, we're just going to have it be the resting place for our little birds here. So I'm going to just use a little bit of liquid glue on our little birds, and we will go ahead and just put them right down there. So there's their little home. Okay, perfect. Now let's get a little bit on this little tail here so that it stays down. Okay, now on our inside piece, this is where we're going to stamp some more. So we're going to stamp thinking of you always at the top of our little piece here. So I'm going to line this up. See if I can get this somewhat straight. Okay, not bad. Now, there's another little bird in the set. This was a retired set that came with this Nests of Winter suite from last year. It was called Winterly Treetops, if you might have that. We're going to use this other little bird here. And we're going to just put him, or her, I guess, at the bottom of our piece of paper, our cardstock here. So let me put this on a block, and we'll ink this one up. And we're just going to put it right down here at the bottom. Just something like that. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to put the ink away. Hopefully we can avoid any ink disasters. And we'll put some liquid glue on this. I don't know, I could have used the seal. It doesn't really matter. You can use either. So I'm just going to put this. The liquid glue gives you just a little bit of wiggle room, which is kind of nice if you don't get it down straight at first. Okay, and there's that one. And so then this closes like this, and this closes like this. And we're just going to burnish our little flap up here again. It just needs some help in the beginning. Eventually it will lay flat. There we go. See? Perfect. Okay, last thing we need. Some bling. So I've got some of these Sunny Day iridescent dots that I thought this color went really good with this. So we're going to use those. And, you know, I've got a whole drawer full of these things. I'm trying to use them up. And that way I can justify buying more, right? Okay, so I'm going to put that one there. And then we'll get a couple of these little ones. Maybe. Come on. It doesn't want to play. Okay, well, now it's stuck to my finger. Let's see. We're going to put it right where it falls. Okay, and this one, oh good. We will put, let's say down here. It wants to stick to the putty. Uh-oh, I picked up a hitchhiker. Let's put that back where it belongs. There we go. Perfect. All right, so there's our card. It's so cute. And there's so much you can do with it. I will show you some different examples here. So we've got our template. We've got the one we made tonight. Then I did this one. Now this is definitely Christmas. This one's not necessarily Christmas. It's just winter themed. So this one I put a tree in here on the second layer. And then you've got our stamp on the inside. So we've got that one. And then, let's see, we've got this one. So I did use that other die that came with the Peaceful Garden set for this one. And I put some glimmer paper there behind it. Again, a simple stamp on the second layer. And then your greeting on the inside. And the last one, I just love. I just think this one is just so adorable. This is autumn themed. So I used this is paper that came from the scrapbooking workshop that is still available. It was one that came out in the summer. See if I remember what it was called. You know I'll never find it just because I'm looking for it. But it was all fall paper, masculine type paper. But that's where this came from. These are little acorns on here. And then I used the little acorn stamp that came in let's see, what is this, September's Paper Pumpkin Kit had a stamp with these acorns. And then I just stamped on the inside there. So I just think these are such a cute card. And you can, make them whimsical, like this one, or very classy, like some of these others that you can dress up. So don't forget to hit that like button and drop me a comment below and let me know which one was your favorite. This is my favorite still. I just love the acorns, I guess. But not that I don't like them all. But let me know which one you like the best. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. I'm going to have a Paper Pumpkin Kit one tomorrow. And we will get started with our template Tuesday, next Tuesday, for another round of cards. So that's all I've got for tonight. Have a crafty evening. Bye.